What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my experience with Tradeify, a straight-to-funded prop firm, and in my opinion, they're definitely in the top 3 in this industry, and I've just had an amazing experience with them. I did lock in $12,000 in payouts just for the month of July, and I just want to go over my entire experience trading with this firm. So we're going to talk about the account sizes that I chose, whether I was copy trading or not. Of course, I'll go over my payout certificates to show proof of that, and especially talk about how quick the payout processing time was, because I was really impressed. And then we'll also get into my trade journal. We'll go over my win rate, my average R multiple, and just kind of show you guys how I managed to get to that point of achieving the $12,000 payout. So stay tuned. We're just going to get right into it. And yeah, welcome back. All right, so before we get into this journal here, we got to show the payout proof, right? We ain't no furus in this space. We show proof of our payout. So I'm still here on the website. You can see I got 4 payouts total. I don't know why it's showing the current day's date. I have a screenshot as well where it'll show the dates, but I blocked my account numbers out because these accounts aren't breached. I'm still trading them. I have about $8,000 of drawdown in these accounts still. So I want to keep that account number secure, of course. But here you can see payout status, all 4 have been paid, and you can see the dates right here. So I've been trading 2 150K instant funded accounts, the Lightning accounts with Tradeify. The reason I like to go with the bigger account sizes is I like to have that larger drawdown. I know a lot of people talk about the benefits of the smaller accounts like the 50Ks. They talk about the profit target to drawdown ratio, how it's easier to get to that payout. I totally understand that argument. It works for a lot of people, but it's just something for me with my trading style. I really like to have a bit more wiggle room with my overall drawdown. With the 150K accounts, I'm getting $6,000 of drawdown to work with, where you compare that to the 50K accounts, you're getting $2,000 of drawdown. Of course, you can lower your size, you could trade micros. I understand these arguments, but it's just my experience, guys. I have a lot more success with the bigger accounts. That's where I take the most payouts from, so that's what I stick with. Now, with these payouts, I've gotten 2 payout cycles complete. So I got 1 round of $3,000 payouts each, totaling $6,000. You can see right here, 716 and 717, $6,000. And then the next round of payouts was a couple of weeks later, July 31st, August 1st. So $12,000 total for the month of July. You can see the payout status, all paid. And let me just show that certificate real quick. So I can go back here, download this. And let's look at that real quick. There we go. So $3,000, again, it's $3,000 for each payout. So I got 4 total. Now, one thing I gotta highlight with Tradeify is how quick these payouts hit my Rise account. So I made a post on the first round, or this was actually the second round right here. July 17th, this was the second payout. I got my money in my Rise account literally within 20 minutes. So you can see right here, payout request received at 6:08 p.m. By 6:28 p.m. the same day, so within 20 minutes, the money was literally in my Rise account, able to be withdrawn. That's the quickest payout experience I've ever had. I've been paid out from a few different firms, from Top Step, from My Funded Futures, Tradeify, and a few CFD firms, My Forex Funds back in the day, My Funded FX. This is the quickest payout I've ever had. 20 minutes is just like insane. And the most recent payout, the one I took on August 1st, a couple of days ago, that one came within 5 minutes. I mean, literally within 5 minutes of requesting, the money was in my Rise account on a late Friday afternoon. So just major shout out for that. That's a really important thing. You want to have quick payout processing because nobody wants to sit with the anxiety wondering if they're going to get paid out from a firm. With Tradeify, that's just one of those things. You're not going to deal with that. So big shout out to them for that. And now let's get into the journal. So again, I was trading 250K accounts. Now, going into August, I'm definitely going to stack up on a couple of more accounts. I'll probably just get 3 so I can trade the max 5 accounts. But this is my total P&L for July, so just about $28,000. Now, of course, I've withdrawn 12, so I've had a 28K month in trading profits, but in terms of money actually hitting my bank account, it's $12,000. You got to make that distinction. You know, people love to talk about their sim funded P&L and post that all the time. I get it, but at the end of the day, the only thing that really matters is the money that is hitting our bank account. So I do want to draw that distinction. But this is where things are going to get interesting. So first off, let's look at this calendar. So out of the month, I had 5 red days. Now, really, these first 3 days, I was just kind of playing around with the accounts. They were more just like break-even testing days. But then after that, we really started cooking. I had one red day, 3.8K on the 9th, and another red day on the 25th, negative 3.6K. Now, the rest are all green. And what I have to attribute this to is my risk reward. So I have been operating on a negative risk reward trading model. If you can see right here, my average winning trade is $347. My average losing trade is $448. So my losers are bigger than my winners. But what makes this work is my win rate. So you can see right here, my overall win rate is about 67%. So 110 losses, 220 winning trades. Profit factor 1.57. And you can see I've had some really good winning trade streaks. So I had 27 wins in a row. And at one point, the most amount of losing trades I took in a row was 12. Now, again, it's 2 accounts. So it's really 6 losing trades in a row. And honestly, most of those were scratches. So I'll sometimes move to break even or trail my stop a little bit. But this is what's been really saving me. So instead of going with a high risk reward and a lower win rate, you know, like looking for 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 and then trying to keep a win rate in the 30 percentile range, I've been just having a lot more success this month scalping, locking in base hits, adding up, and just coming back the next day. It's been a really amazing experience. Now, I'm still trading the exact same concepts. So I'm using ICT in conjunction with volume profile. If you guys are, if you're not new to my channel, you know the way that I trade. But I'm just lowering my time horizon, and instead of trying to catch like that daily expansion and find the daily draw on liquidity, I'm really just kind of narrowing that time horizon, zooming in, and trying to operate and anticipate what that next 5-minute candle is going to be. Most of my trades last about 1 to 5 minutes max. I'm looking for around 7 points on NASDAQ. I do that, lock it in, look for another trade. And yeah, that's been the plan of attack with these accounts. That's what achieved the $12,000 payout. And it's been really great for me. I have had 3 or 4 10K months in my trading career. I don't claim to be a guru or a furu. I give it to you guys straight the way it is. I am someone who has been trading for 4 years, and I have been profitable since year 3. Before that, I was struggling just like a lot of you guys are. And I am still making new successes and trying to break through ceilings. So this was a really great month for me because I was able to finally break that ceiling of making over 10K in a month. For a while I couldn't do it. My last 10K month was quite a little while ago. Since then I've been consistent. I've been able to lock in payouts, but it's just been really hard to just break that ceiling. And I finally achieved it. And, hopefully we keep breaking those ceilings. I feel the momentum, so I want to build off it and just keep it going here. But yeah, guys, my experience with Tradeify, I think I got to give it a 9 out of 10. The only thing I'll say about Tradeify that is not the best is their customer support. I've traded with a lot of firms. Top One Futures, for example, they have really great customer support. I'll have a live chat representative literally within a minute of contacting them. With Tradeify, it's not really like that. If you do have a question that you want to ask support, you might be waiting 24 hours, literally. So that's the only problem. But, at the end of the day, they kind of make up for that with the fact that you don't really need to contact their support because everything is streamlined. Payouts seem almost automated. You know, like I said, got my payouts within 20 minutes, and then the next one was within 5 minutes. So you don't have a lot of reasons to need to contact support. So I guess that kind of balances it out. Yeah, I got to give them a 9 out of 10. Really, really bullish on Tradeify. And like I said, going into August, I'm going to be locking in a few more accounts. Just add those to the copy trader. On these accounts, I still have a pretty big buffer on them. I have about $8,000 of drawdown now, and that's after I've already withdrawn twice. So we're still cooking with these accounts. We're going to keep trying to build that balance. Maybe we get to live. Who knows? You know, maybe we get put to live in a couple of more payouts. That's not really like a goal that I have. I just want to take payouts, but if it happens, that'll be great, and I'll make sure to update you guys. But that's going to be it for this video. Again, Tradeify, great firm, 9 out of 10. And I do have a link, so I'll put the link in the description of this video. If you do want to check them out, you could use my link, use whatever code that they're currently offering. I don't have a personal code, but if you use the link and buy your accounts, it'll help support the channel so I can keep making these videos for you guys. But that's about it. Don't want to make this too long. Thanks again for tuning in, and yeah, stay tuned for the next one. Peace.